Good afternoon and welcome back to Bald Father Bets, everyone, from the wonderful Oklahoma, USA, Route 66 sign. We're in Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is, for football, is maybe the most sad and depressed city in America right now with how that football team is performing. Luckily, we are not here to watch a football game. They are on the road anyway, and even if they were here, we would not go watch them because they are dog shit. Quick recap. Thursday night football last night with the Ravens and the Dolphins. Also shite. And then give you our picks for tonight, for Friday night. We had a couple of games, actually 2 games, that went from read to play category unexpectedly. I didn't expect either of these to make it into the play category, but they both did, so we're going to play them. And then we're going to add 1 Saturday play, 3 Sunday plays, and pick for Monday Night Football already on the show. And then obviously we'll be back at you again tomorrow for College Football Saturday. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel, notifications on. That way you know when we make a post like this unexpectedly and we have some plays for you, or if we post close up until kickoff. And give the video some love, like, share, comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on Friday Night Football. On what is ended up becoming an interesting slate today. I mean, I'm not going to say it's a good slate. It's not like when we had like Miami, Louisville a couple weeks ago, but it's an interesting one. Okay, so recap Thursday Night Football last night. We were on the Dolphins plus the 8.5 for 3 units, and then we added the Dolphins plus 3 for 1 unit in the second half, and all of those lost. So 0-4 on the day. It was a really weird game to watch in that if you were just watching the game and someone had the score covered up the whole time, and like you were someone who was doing stuff, you were like kind of watching it, but you were like maybe working or something, you were looking up at the TV, like, oh yeah, Dolphins are moving. It seems to be a close game, back and forth, like all that stuff. And you would have been right in that the first downs were about even, the total yards were about even, but you'd been completely wrong in the score. So I think we were on the right side last night, but we got the wrong result. Ravens 3 for 3 in the red zone. Dolphins 0 for 3 in the red zone, as in no field goals, as in nothing. Dolphins missed field goal. Dolphins 3 turnovers. Dolphins on the wrong end of calls as well. But that's not like, they could have overcome the whole calls thing if they just didn't turn the ball over and if they didn't have horrendous red zone attempts every time. Also, as it got late in the game, you couldn't take points anymore. But like early on in the game, like, I don't know, man, take some of those points. I don't know. I'm not a head football coach. I'm not going to try and pretend to be one, but it just blows my mind how allergic football coaches are to points sometimes in games where it's like, hey, this kind of matters right now. Like these 3 are actually big and they don't want to do it. So anyway, whatever. Loss for us. Not a big deal. Reed was right. Outcome was wrong. So never really going to stress over that. So that brings us to what, 392 and 288 on the year, I think. That sounds right. Yeah, it's in the video caption image or whatever, but yeah, I think it's 392 and 288, so solid. Okay, so for tonight, we'll start with the early one. We are taking Rice plus the 14.5 against Memphis. I didn't think this thing would cross 14, but it did. And this is a really tough spot for Memphis. You guys remember we were on Memphis last week against USF. They get that win. They're in the driver's seat now for the Group of 5 team. They got to go on short rest, Halloween night, on the road at Rice. Is a letdown spot if I've ever heard of a letdown spot. Because it's not like Memphis is like some tried and true tested. Sorry, I need some coffee. I woke up at like 3 a.m. to fly out here. I'm dying. It's not like Memphis is some tried and true, like tested team who's used to dealing with ups and downs and rebounds and all that stuff. Like, they're Memphis. This is a letdown spot of all letdown spots. And 14's a lot. Like, there's always a thing of like, well, Rice is terrible. They actually kind of aren't this year, which is really weird. Because Rice is always terrible. But they're not this year. Rice is not terrible this year. Not good. But 14's a lot. And we are going, we're fading the letdown spot on Memphis is what we're doing. So we're going to take that one for 2 units. And I would take that anything to 14. Don't go under 14, but I'd take that anything to 14. If you can't get 14 and a half, it's fine. Just take the 14. Never not play something because you're not getting the half. Oh, and never buy a half point to get you a win. There's times like getting the tie, the push is what matters. Getting a win instead of a push is like, it's just your ego talking to you. Then the other game, Syracuse and UNC. We're on UNC +3 for 2 units, and honestly, guys, I'd take it all the way down to anything UNC -1. Don't lay more than 1, but I mean, UNC is gonna win. Like, yeah, UNC is gonna win the game. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet, but I have pretty solid intel. Syracuse is going to start a true freshman tonight. We've been monitoring that since about Wednesday. I don't know how public that is at this point, but they will be starting a true freshman tonight. I was surprised the line didn't react to that when it became known but not public. And it would appear the line at some books has started to react to it today, which is why I'm telling you, I don't know if you're going to be able to get UNC +3 anymore. I think you're good to take it all the way down to UNC -1 because I think they're going to win. So take whatever points you can get if you can still get them. Don't be a dumbass, and if you can get +2, lay money line just in case someone goes for 2 at the end and wins by 1. But be comfortable taking all the way down to UNC -1. Yeah. Okay. Then what are we adding for tomorrow? So we're going to add Penn State plus 19.5. We're going to do that one for 3 units. Quite honestly, guys, this is a 20-unit game at this number if we weren't concerned that, like, Penn State just might actually be a corpse. But this is Penn State or no play. I understand if you don't want to play it. I understand if you're like, Baldfather, go fuck yourself. I'm not betting on Penn State. You already lost me 10 units on Penn State against Oregon. We're not betting on Penn State against Ohio State. Ohio State's amazing. Do not lay it with Ohio State. Ohio State may win 55-0. But there is no logical model unless you completely remove roster talent and priors, and then, like, especially in conference games where you have a history of, like, what is the score of the game year over year over year over year over year, like, what range does it fall into? There is absolutely no model that tells you that you should lay 19.5 points with Ohio State in this rivalry. Just don't do it. If you don't want to play it, if you don't want to take Penn State plus the points, understood. I can't blame you. I can call you a pussy, but I can't blame you. So yeah, it would be a 20-unit play at that number. But you would never get that number if you were confident that Penn State wasn't dead on arrival and a corpse. So because of that, it's a 3-unit play. Penn State Penn State plus 19.5 for 3 units. You can play anything down to Penn State plus 17. Don't go under Penn State plus 17. It's going to keep coming down. It's going to keep coming down. Sharps aren't, like I said, there is no sharp model. There is no professional bettor. There is no anyone who looks at that number and is like, yeah, that number is the correct number. It's not the correct number. It just, they may get beat 55-0 because they don't show up, and it's in Columbus. Okay, NFL, we're going to add the Falcons plus the 6 for 5 units. Probably my favorite play of the day on Sunday. I mean, we'll see how it ends up shaking out when we get to Sunday, but that one's probably going to end up being my favorite play of the day. I would take that thing all the way down to Falcons plus 4. Penix got confirmed back today. They're Falcons. Go. Patriots are way too overhyped. Way too overhyped. Then we're laying -2 with the Bears for 3 units. Some weird stuff there with Flacco and the Bengals. That's why we're getting out a little bit ahead of this thing. I would take that anything up to Bears -3. If Flacco comes out, so the Bears elevated a quarterback off the practice squad, and Flacco is listed as questionable. If you were super confident he was going to go, you wouldn't elevate the quarterback off the practice squad, right? Because then the backup has to go, and then the practice squad becomes the backup, and Flacco sits for the game. Backup's Drake Browning, so it's not like it's a super big drop-off, but it's a good bounce-back spot for the Bears going up against a team that doesn't really do anything that the Ravens did. And the Ravens were a really, really tough matchup for the Bears. Also like Ben Johnson in the comeback spot because he is a psychopath. So that is in our favor in this one. And then Steelers plus 4 for 3 units. You can take anything down to Steelers plus 3. DVOA and other advanced metrics would tell you this Colts team is the best team in the NFL since the 2007 Patriots. They're not. There's still value on them in futures. At some point, someone takes them down to earth. I like this spot for the Steelers coming off of how disappointing of a game they had against the Packers. The reason it's 3 units and not 5 is because there's actually still some value here on the Colts. But you can't lay it with the Colts in the spot. I told you guys we don't fade Tomlin as a home dog. We did it last week for a very specific reason, and that Packers, Aaron Rodgers, primetime matchup, all that stuff. We're back on a regular, normal Tomlin home dog type deal. We like the Steelers plus 4 here for 3 units. If I wasn't a little bit concerned that I might be reading the Colts wrong in that they are this super team that is the greatest thing in the NFL since the 2007 Patriots, because that possibility does exist. There's a possibility here that they just keep doing this, and everyone's like, where the hell did this come from, and how is Danny Dimes the best quarterback in the NFL? Then they're probably going to walk into Acrisure, and they're probably going to beat the Steelers by like 14 points, which is why this is a 3-unit play and not a 5. Okay, so those are the 3 additional ones on Sunday, and then Monday night. Oh, we got to talk about Sunday night. But Monday Night Football, Cardinals plus 3.5, 5 units. I think it looks like Kyler's not going to play again. Jacoby's playing great, phenomenal. The offense has been clicking well with Jacoby. The wide receiver has been clicking well with Jacoby. This Cowboys defense couldn't stop you and me out there. Cowboys plus 3.5. That's my favorite NFL play of the week. I like that one more than the Falcons on Sunday. But yeah, 5 units, Cardinals plus 3.5 against the Cowboys. Cardinals should run outright, but we'll see what happens. We're not stupid. We don't give up free points. Okay, Sunday night. We gave you guys Seahawks minus 2.5 for 5 units. Daniels is going to go. I hate it. I know I love the Seahawks. I know I love what they are in DVOA, especially in the NFC. They're only behind more people would be talking about the Seahawks DVOA metric stuff if it wasn't for the Colts are existing right now, and statistics nerds and analytics guys are jerking off all over about the Colts. And the Seahawks seem like more tangibly real too, like from a football standpoint of when you watch them, especially from a defensive line standpoint. I love them. With Daniels playing, I can't stand that. I can't stand that play that we did. I may come off of it. When we get to Sunday, I may come off of it because of how much I hate it. If you guys followed me all last year, follow me this year, I have done this I think I did it once last year. I haven't done it yet this year. I can't stand doing this because then if you lose, you're like, I had the right play. But this one is like, oh, that just reeks. That line, Seahawks -3 going to the Commanders on Sunday Night Football after the Commanders laid an egg against the Chiefs and they're getting Daniels back. And Seahawks have been so good and everybody loves them. And it's like, well, why is it only 3 points? Yeah. Right now it's still in Seahawks -2.5 for 5 units. We'll see what happens. I may come off that one. Anyway, enjoy Friday night. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Show the video some love. Let's go Tar Heels and let's go. The hell is Rice's mascot? Miners? Rice Miners? Does that sound right? That sounds right, right? Or they're just rice? Are they just like a grain of rice? I don't think they're just grains of rice. I think they're the miners. Let's go Rice. Thank you. We'll get at you tomorrow morning for Saturday.